Uhuru, everyone. Yeah, it'll make sense in a minute. But yeah, the Black Hammer Commune. They had acquired 200 acres in the mountains of Colorado, and they were going to turn it into their socialist, communist, oppressed people's paradise. These motherfuckers were destined to fail, and yeah, you guessed it, they did. But we're going to go ahead, take a look at the backstory, because they've been planning this for a long time for communists, because they have a terrible, terrible life expectancy. So, you know what, they've been working hard at this, and hard is a relative term, but yeah, they apparently had 200 acres that they were going to purchase, and definitely not grift, and definitely not turn into a fucking Jonestown 2.0, just led by even bigger of a psychopath. Black separatist group that calls itself the Black Hammer organization has recently announced that they have acquired 200 acres of land in Colorado. They intend to build a city there out of mud huts. I fucking shit you not. Mud huts, god damn it. Black Hammer is very open with their intentions. They eventually want to turn the city into a separate communist state. Okay, how would you do that with just the fucking barren lands? Okay, they were gonna get absolutely nothing. Okay, this would be 200 acres of fucking forest land, rocks, a running creek. That's it. Okay, but guess what, that creek runs through the rest of the United States as well, so it didn't matter that you had 200 acres. Still have to work out a treaty with the United States in order to continue to use those waters, and you could just bet squash in a moment. But anyways, it doesn't matter. They didn't want to think that far ahead. They just figured they were going to build their utopia and everybody would get the fuck out of the way, and they had everything all figured out. All, what, dozen of them? Yeah, this wasn't going to end horrifically at all. No. Black Hammer is not only racist, they are openly anti-white and anti-Semitic and brag about it on their website and all over social media. And we will be going to instances from their website. And that's not underselling it. That's not being hyperbolic. They're openly anti-white. They don't want you there if you're white. Okay, that is a prerequisite, obviously, of course. And anti-Semitic is putting it lightly. I think they might get into with a couple of these tweets, but yeah, we got instances of it as well. Thanks to all of you. This is from the BH Times, their official Twitter handle, which I'm not quite sure if it's been verified yet, but I'm sure it's well on its way. Black Hammer has successfully liberated 200 acres of land to build our city. First lie. For colorized people only. Osama bin Laden, white woman. I think that's a really racist Asian stereotype, and Ilhan Omar. We are located high up in the mountains, 10,000 feet. That's underselling it. It's much higher than that. In the air with rich soil. How much farming happens at 10,000 feet above sea level? Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot productive, but you know what? Hey, what do I know? I'm not a stupid communist. We have 1 lake and 3 rivers on the land. That's cool. How are you going to continue to keep them stocked with fish? Oh, you're probably the same idiots who are going to build your commune on fucking cardboard and topsoil. Okay, whatever. Anne Frank's father would be proud. Oh, Anne Frank's father participated in the Imperial Army. That Anne Frank, you know which one we're talking about. That went abroad and killed African people every day. Can you provide sources on that? But we're supposed to cry for the bleach demon, referring to Anne Frank as a bleach demon. What makes it even worse is proceeds from her diary, which is filled in by her father, go towards genocide of Palestinians. So they were burning copies of Anne Frank's diary. This is Hitler's Schadenfreude on a huge fucking scale. See, I don't get this one, but I wanted to show you the pictures as well. Y'all whiteys? Is it supposed to be whiteys? Maybe? I don't know. Keep asking us how we're going to keep ourselves warm up in the mountains, y'all. Oh, don't y'all already know it takes a good book to burn and some nice wood? And best believe we have plenty of copies to keep us warm all season long. You truly are a gentleman and a scholar, Gazi. How bad is this group? Well, apparently they want to burn all of Anne Frank's books, even refer to her as a bleach demon, like they said up there, but they've got more colorful words for that anyways, unsurprisingly. None of the mainstream news organizations, except for Fox News, had covered this scary story. Yeah, and this was all the way back in early May. I think like May 6th, they announced, May 3rd, they announced that they had their fucking 200 acres. which is a lie. A communist organization in Colorado bragged online about burning copies of Holocaust victim Anne Frank's diary while calling her a bleached demon and making several anti-Semitic statements online, which we will get to shortly. But the fact that they led with that is a little bit disingenuous because they said that they had 200 acres and they were going to build their communist paradise. Black Hammer Organization, a communist group that advertises itself as a symbol of hope for colorized working class people, posted online that they were burning copies of Frank's diary to keep warm in the mountains, said tweet on there. The organization then posted a follow-up tweet with the book burning on Tuesday, saying that they do not share the same material reality with the people descended from German imperialists. They also called Frank a colonizer in a separate tweet. Anne Frank, a colonizer. Okay, colonizers have enslaved, genocided, tortured. 8? What? I can only think of one cannibal tribe, but that's not in a place that you would consider as colonizers, but okay. And oppressed us for centuries, but get mad when they say we're going to burn a Whitey. It's gotta be Whitey. Girl's diary. They wrote, but sorry, we don't share the same material reality with daughters of German imperialists and armies that killed our people. Okay, but you'll side with the group that sided with the Nazis during World War II. It's fucking weird and it's very complex and shit that they haven't really figured out. Black Hammer also claimed other anti-Semitic tweets that Frank was literally American with a K, propaganda used to silence colonized people on the harm whitey Jews are doing today to colonized people. That's not even the worst of their anti-Semitism. They also referred to Frank, who died at age 15 in a Nazi concentration camp. Not too sure which one. We'll just have to check a few more Volkswagen ashtrays, as a bleached demon, and compared that the proceeds from her sale of her diary fund a genocide against Palestinians. Oh my god, they're so fucking weird. Yeah, there's apparently chapters of Black Hammer in Utah and Illinois, and I'm sure that they're getting just as far as everybody else, but oh yeah, it's localized in Chicago because the rest of Ohio is super, super Republican. It's just that one little shit stain in the middle. But what do they actually say on their website? Well, they're actually pretty based when it comes to Joe Biden. More bullshit from Dementia Joe on the anniversary of George Floyd's murder. It kind of descends rapidly from there, but you know what? Hey, fair enough. It's from Comrade Ryan. Who gives a shit? Just yesterday on May 25th, this article's a little bit old, George Floyd's family members met with colonizer-in-chief Dementia Kid-Sniffing Joe and Vice President Kamala Harris. Okay, they're starting to win me over at the White House to mark the first anniversary of his murder by Pig Derek KKK Chauvin. Oh, come on, you gotta get better fucking naming conventions than that if you want to keep me on the bandwagon. He was unarmed, and he was also unbreathed. While Derek KKK was convicted of murder, a police reform bill that Dementia Biden promised to pass in April still hasn't been passed. This shouldn't be a surprise a surprise at this point, y'all. If you make federal laws to protect the bird that is the bald eagle, you can make laws to protect people of color. George Floyd's brother Felonius said he's just as retarded as his brother. We're just going to skip ahead because as funny as this is, it's just drivel after a while. This has not changed since the first colonizers set their diseased, bleached selves on Turtle Island. That's in reference to the United States. I don't get the Turtle Island thing, nor do I really care to. So Dementia Joe and Kamala Harris can talk a good game about accountability, and Congress can promise to pass a bill for police reform, which they've been doing for an entire year since Floyd's murder, but none of this will stop African and colonized people from being slaughtered by pigs. Not now and not ever. Like I said, they've been crazy. Planning this for a very long time, okay? Dating all the way back to August 15th of 2020. Black Hammer drafts Hammer City founding constitution. I wonder if MC will be there. As you can see, that's what their city's going to look like. When I said mud huts, I meant mud huts. Black Hammer announces creation of the foundation constitution for Hammer City. But stop. We got to read this. The official constitution was written in the organization Land Liberators, the indigenous chiefs responsible for overseeing the dictatorship over a liberated territory of Hammer City. It's so nice that they're at least out and open that it's going to be a dictatorship, right? They can say that it's going to be a communist society of just utopia and peace, but no, it's just going to be a dictatorship. Chief Zhuiu The leader of the committee said in a statement, a constitutional document is necessary to keep transparency with all of its inhabitants. Yes, we're in charge. You are the slaves. Oh, I'm sorry. Subjugated people. Anyways, it also exposes the illegitimate rule of our adversaries, the United States, expressed in the law of its own constitution. I've noticed this a few times, but just the little digs that they throw into their articles, just not capitalizing proper names of people that they don't like. I notice it. I'm paying attention. I just think you guys are grifters at the highest level. The committee is also responsible for overseeing the Constitution's ratification. The announcement was made over a live stream on Black Hammer's Facebook page. It's so nice that they're allowed on there when they're just openly genocidal to whites, Jews, anybody who's not with them, but Trump can't go on there because the orange man bad after all. Would orange be a subjugated group? I'm not too sure. Who knows? But what are the founding principles? If you are so taken back by the fact that they at least are calling out Dementia Joe, or you just like the whole rallying cry behind police reform for George Floyd and accountability to be had, you just need to go ahead and adhere to the 4 principles of unity so you can be subjugated to a dictatorship. We believe the colonized proletariats should have dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources. Understanding that capitalism was born from colonialism and is maintained at the expense of the world's colonized people of color. Well, of course, that goes without saying, right? Through genocide, theft, rape, and pillage, Black Hammer believes firmly that colorized poor and working class people should have complete dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources. What a run-on sentence this is. To produce and reproduce for ourselves. This is the only genuine path to an international society. No. You had 200 acres in the middle of Colorado in one of the most landlocked states in the entire fucking union, but it's going to be an international effort. Right. Where no person lives at the expense of another. No colored person lives at the expense of the other, because it's just going to be complete and utter utopia, because we believe all colonized proletariat are equal. You have an equal opportunity to be a slave under their new system. No matter gender, sexuality, age, skin tone, body type, location, religion, language, mental and physical differences, and or by multiracial identity. Yes, you can all get treated poorly by the same racists. Okay, another base take. We believe all the problems the colonized face are from colonialism and the submissive neo-colonialists that are within our colorized nations. I am not reading that entire run-on sentence again, because even the headline itself, as much as they're taking a dump on Barry, I do appreciate that, but they're fucking nuts. And finally, we believe that colorized proletariats is the only true proletariat. Oh my God, it's right out there in the open. Only through our leadership can white power, God, that's been a minute, capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, and all other symptomatic offspring be smashed. Yeah, and that's the call for an outright genocide. So I don't know why this is still up, but hey, whatever. Fucking feel free to do whatever you want. Just grift away, folks. And before we go on to the very unfortunate inevitability that was bound to happen, I want to give you a little bit more of a background as to what they were at least trying to do. Now that we know all of their morals and principles and what they're all about, you could you could have backed their project, but it looks like that's gone. This project has raised $65,000 in under 9 months. Yeah, but it looks like the fundraisers have just packed up and moved on. Sucks to suck. Or you can send them Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's cool. You can also buy some of their really awesome merchandise, like a hoodie, face masks with a pig on it. That's cool. Or a coffee mug that has land back on there. And there's some of your new accommodations if you'd be so nice as to live in Hammer City. And while they don't make any direct assertions as to being located in Colorado anymore, don't worry, they are still recruiting. You can, if you don't want to donate and you figure that, you know what, your body can be a good enough of a donation. So if you want to be subjected to assaults and potential rapes, you can go down there and you can sign up for a sustainable farming team. How about the water conservation team, which you're definitely going to need a lot of. Holistic healthcare. What? Renewable energy. Sure, because nothing's plumbed in there for it, and it's not like the United States is going to go ahead and help you out with that. Renewable energy design and engineering, laws, and city planning. Well, it's going to be a dictatorship, so it's going to be whatever the one and only Mr. Gazi Kodzo has for you. And who's that? Well, he's been kicking around YouTube for quite a long time, making hilarious videos, and by hilarious I mean some of the most openly racist content I think I've ever seen, but I find it amusing nonetheless. That's the man right there, charismatic leader, of course. Yes, wonder if he had the little lisp too. Unfortunately, he doesn't, but I'd imagine he probably served everybody Kool-Aid there. Just make sure you have yourself a little glass set aside for yourself, but then make sure you take care of your little ones too, and make sure we can all go up to that big old spaceship in the sky. Well, let's see. If he's going to be the commander-in-chief, if he's going to be the dictator of the Black Hammer Commune, well, let's figure out his politics and what everybody's signing up for. Kodzo's political views would be described as pan-Africanist and anti-colonial. I think we got that. He believes that colorized people should have control over their lives, labor, and resources. Yeah, they should have their... I would take off the qualifier, but yeah, I'd definitely be on board. I think that'd be fine. People should be free. I'm on board so far. I'm on board. He is described by his critics as the Black Hitler of YouTube. A term used to describe Kodzo's alleged anti-Semitic claims. Kodzo posted a video titled "I Am Anti-Semitic" on YouTube March 4th, 2016. Which drew in critiques from his viewers of Kodzo being a black nationalist. Oh no. Kodzo wrote on Twitter, "Fuck Anne Frank. As a black child in America, I thought all through school I was propagandized to mourn a Becky." Oh no, his position being that white Jewish oppressed should not be memorialized by black people and should remember instead the continued genocide of our own people. Oh no. But yeah, if you're still on board, feel free to go ahead and donate. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. But yeah, unfortunately, like I was saying, Black Hammer was actually squatting, and they didn't ever own the rights to the 200 acres that they had there. So the San Miguel County in Colorado sent the sheriffs out there and kicked the fuck off the land. So guess what? They have $65,000 of idiots' money out there, and they're never going to see anything coming out of this because, as always, communism turns out to be a grift. But let's get to the statement. Deputies responded Monday evening to a trespass report on the property south of Norwood, where a group of 8 to 12 people on the from the Black Hammer organization were camping prior to the property purchase that ultimately did not occur. When deputies arrived, they arrived to a group trespass, and that they left the area without incident. Yeah, just really fighting for the revolution there, comrades, without incident. Deputies found some individuals were legally armed and posing no threat to public safety. There have been no reports that the group has since been seen in the area. The Black Hammer organization states on its website that it is a revolutionary mass organization dedicating toward building a sustainable future for all colorized people worldwide. Yeah, but it's amazing, right? You get all of these revolutionaries there without any cameras present, without any journalists to mug for, and they just go away without threat. So if you stop giving these morons a platform, if you stop giving these people the opportunity to have their message broadcast, yeah, they just kind of fall away to the wayside. So the only time I talk about idiots like this is when they fail spectacularly, and you can point at them and just tell them that socialism never works. The only time that communism is the answer is what is the ideology that has killed the most people around the world. And with that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.